We're just two friends who love the movies, call each other every morning.
I always try to get you. I always try to. I always try to be quick with it, man, but I never can.
Only so fast you can go.
I know, dude. You know what's funny? So I was my alarm's going off. I was talking with my mom, right? And
Yeah.
this is like a it's pretty frequent when this happens where because as you know she's an older lady, right? And I'm sure this happens with a lot of elderly people, right? And so we'll be talking and all of a sudden I'll just hear this call is being recorded. And then all I hear, you just hear her like, oh my god, what, how
She
do you,
accidentally hit the button.
yeah. And then she'll be like, how do I do it, like how do I'm like, and then I'm there for a good minute, like showing her like, okay mom, you got to do it this way, okay, then you got to do that, and then you got to just hit stop recording. And so she does it, right? And so there we are talking for a few minutes, and then she hits it again, and she's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, so
That's
it's
that's what you call the Mama Call podcast.
yeah, exactly. So it's kind of funny how I'm there, like, the first few minutes of our call is usually me trying to show her how to turn off the recording button, and so she's having a hard time, but it's pretty funny, man. It's pretty cute too.
Yeah, dude.
Uh, God, I got dude. It's
Well,
like the weather around here is like really cold, and then all of a sudden it's like really hot, and so like it just messes with everyone's allergies here.
yeah, it's raining here, big dog. But
Oh,
I've got a Kahuna, but I wanted to plug a couple more peanut specials before I get to it
all
and see
right.
what you have going on
the,
too.
the classic Peanuts special, dude.
Yeah, me and Chloe watched a couple more of them. The first one was, and we're watching them in order now. You're in Love, Charlie Brown, where he's pining after the little redheaded girl. And I
Okay.
have to say, man, I gotta apologize to the Peanuts movie that I criticized for, letting him in some sense get the girl. I think the Peanuts movie was, in a lot of ways, interacting with this movie. At the end of the movie, to spoil it, the little redheaded girl does pass him a note that says, "I like you, Charlie Brown." So, um, yeah, I don't know what Schultz was thinking. It's a little out of character for him, but
Yeah,
yeah, Charlie Brown gets kind of a win at the end of this movie.
dude. Sometimes all it takes is just one win, right?
Yeah, dude,
Uh,
it'll go a long way. I mean, he was dancing his way down the sidewalk talking about how next school year he was going to be walking her home and carrying her books and so on. Hey, dude, I got to put this in the description, but do you remember your song? I can't remember because you got two, but it's either Recess or what's
the
the one
play,
where he
the
talks about getting
playground.
the playground where he talks about getting the girl the juice box or or
I
getting her a Sprite.
Yeah. So I think. Oh man, I think that
Don't worry,
is.
listeners. I'll find it by the time this episode gets published. It is so funny. It's a very old, just Sam riffing on his guitar, a hilarious song.
Dude, that's one of the OG songs.
Yeah, which I have a lot of affection for those. But yeah, the next one was He's Your Dog, Charlie Brown. And you're like, dude, what even is this special? Nobody's ever heard of it. It's just lost, just scraped up from the bottom of a barrel by Apple. And just Snoopy, he's picking on everybody. And they're like, you got to go back to the Daisy Hill Puppy Farm for obedience school. But he takes, somehow he manages instead to go to Peppermint Patty's house and at first, he's treated like a king there, but the next time he comes back, she puts him to work. It's a goofy episode, but it's so cozy. It is
Yeah.
even more cozy because you're like, I didn't even know this existed, and you just got all this beautiful, very like cheap animation, and these just kind of like offbeat stories because Schultz got final say, and it's
Yeah,
nice.
dude, I have to tell you, I'm gonna be really sad whenever your Apple subscription ends because
I am too, dude.
I mean, you should. I know you're probably not gonna do it, but it does seem like it is bringing you and baby Chloe a lot of joy. You should at least have it for like another month. Just
Well, look, think about it. By the time, I mean, next month I'm gonna be off movies for a month, so we'll
that is
see.
true. That's true. That's true. I mean, when does your subscription end?
I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. I need to look into that in case I need to get any more 2025s out of it. But what have you been watching, man?
Well, man, I primarily have been watching, of course, as we discussed it, which what it's your buddy Dan who's a big fan of Breaking Bad.
Oh, actually, his co-host Brian.
Brian, okay, Brian. Yeah, so I've been primarily watching Breaking Bad, but I have every now and then, we'll try to fit in, uh, a movie recently, but it's just one of those things, man, where Vanessa, like we've gotten, I don't want to say addicted, but we've gotten attached to the show Breaking Bad, and so it's we're like, oh, what's the next episode? But I will plug in a film that is an old one. It is one where Roger Deeper gave 4 out of 4 stars. Actually, a couple of them, right? Real quick. The first one I wanted to discuss real quick was Drugstore Cowboy. Have you seen Drugstore Cowboy?
So this is with Matt Dillon.
Yes, I
I haven't
believe
seen this.
it's based off this writer who was a drug addict. Which
Do you remember the name of the writer?
I don't, man. I really don't. But he was famous enough for them to make a movie about him. But he would obviously rob drugstores, right?
Right,
And
dude.
hence the title Drugstore Cowboy. Dude, this movie is really, really, really great. I mean, it is Gus Van Sant, right? One of his
Uh,
earlier works.
dude.
I and you said you haven't seen it, right?
No, I've never seen it. No.
Yeah, dude, you should definitely at some point try to check this movie out. It's one of the movies that I think people often overlook in Gus Van Sant's catalog because obviously people always look at Good Will Hunting, but this one's a great one along with his movie Elephant.
He's
Uh,
good. He's really good. There's several more I need to see from him. But you showed me one of his early on, Paranoid Park, that I really like.
yeah, I remember that. That was one of the screenings.
Actually, I think that you sent it home with me, if I'm not mistaken. But it was definitely from your curation.
Yeah, so there's that one. I was also a couple of Martin Scorsese's movies, The Aviator with
Yeah,
Leo DiCaprio, which,
heard of it.
as much as I loved Jamie Foxx in Ray, which I'm not saying he didn't deserve that Oscar win, but up to that point, I think The Aviator was Leo's best performance.
Yeah, The Aviator is like one of those great movies, and it was nominated for Best Picture too, and I can't remember what won out ahead of it.
Dude,
Um,
I think it was nominated for at least like 10 awards and it didn't even win anything.
and that's
Oh
it
wait,
did win. It did win
it
for
did win.
Catherine Hepburn, or sorry, Kate
Uh,
Blanchett for
Kate
Catherine Hepburn.
Blanchett. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, it did win for that award.
yeah, and she was awesome in that role.
Dude,
Uh,
I even liked Kate Beckinsale as what's was it Ava Gardner?
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, I even
dude.
liked her as Ava Gardner.
Dude, wasn't it like? Didn't that one have all the stunt casting? And didn't wasn't Jude Law like Errol Flynn or something? Dude, I
Something
love
like that.
movies like that because I love that era of film so much. Like getting to see all of those old movie stars brought to life and figureheads from that era was a lot of fun. So Yeah, that's a really, really good one and one of my all-time favorite endings. Uh, but you said two Scorsese's? You watched another one?
Yeah. So we ended up. I know I said that we were gonna watch it eventually, but we ended up actually watching it after hours, right? Uh, dude,
Oh,
Vanessa. So here's the thing. Like, I don't know if she liked it, but she was entertained by it. If
yeah.
that makes sense.
That
Like,
movie is like such a touchstone for me. Uh, I'll say me and Wesley watched that one together. Um, and it's just it's one of those movies that so many things after it get compared to it, but also just like you kind of can lay it on top of certain nights in your own life. It was like that was an after hours night. And Wesley got started this great playlist after that called After Hours on Spotify that I would always be telling him, you gotta add this song to it. So anyways, yeah, After Hours is a key text, let's say.
yeah, it's one of those movies, and I am, you know, I'm a little upset, Mitch, because I was the one that told you all about that movie,
Right, yeah.
and
I mean, you sure, Sam, for sure.
and now you're just forgetting that little piece of
Right. I'm
information,
sure, yeah. You told us about every movie that we like.
dude.
But
So that's a little upsetting, but it's
I have
okay.
a pretty good memory, okay? I kind of know, you may have mentioned it to us, but that doesn't mean we weren't already aware of it, or, you know what I'm saying? Just
Dude,
because you liked a movie contemporary to us watching it doesn't mean that you served it up on a silver platter. I already gave you
listen,
Paranoid Park points.
listen, dude. I'm gonna be the bigger man, and I'm just gonna leave it, let it be. I'm just
I
gonna
don't
let
want
it
any of
be.
this. I don't want any of this Sam being the bigger man to detract from this
Listen,
big kahuna that I want to get to.
uh, uh, okay,
Because this big kahuna is too important.
it's too important. Okay, before you get to the big Kahuna, I just wanted to mention, bringing out the dead. That is one that
Did you watch three Martin Scorsese movies
No,
in
I
the
I
past?
didn't. I didn't. But I looked up the review that Roger Deeper wrote, and the first line of the review is a quote from the movie where Nicolas Cage says something along the lines of, "I thought I was doing this to save people's lives, but then I realized I was just a mop of a mop of grief." Or something along
Yeah,
the lines of that. Such a great line, man. Such
yeah.
a great
And
line.
just so Sam is okay, he did screen that movie for me. Okay, Bringing Out the Dead. So, okay. Now all hearts and minds are clear. We can
All
get
right.
to this big kahuna. And look, I'm afraid we're not going to get to talk about it because I think you've already watched it, but let's find out. Did you watch Blue Moon?
I I didn't, but here's the thing. I don't have access to Netflix, the premium account, remember?
I don't
So
know what you're going to have to do to get a hold of this movie, man, but the sooner the better. And I'm sorry, I big kahuna'd everybody, and we're not going to get to talk about it, but this movie is just unreal. Okay, Linklater's at the top of his game. This writer, it's his first screenplay. Now he did apparently it looks like the story for Me and Orson Welles. Or he was the original writer, so maybe it was a novel. Uh, but I mean the here's the thing. This should win the best screenplay. And dude, I'll say this, Sam. I did not think, this whole conversation, you and I have been talking about Best Actor for a long time. That's one of our earliest episodes is just, pontificating about who could be in the Best Actor conversation. Of course, Ethan Hawke didn't come up. And now that he's been nominated, he's almost just like it's like, okay, yeah, he's in, they had to fill in another slot, and I'm sure his performance was, Oscar-y. And you're just like, okay, Leo, Timothy is kind of the head-to-head, but wild card, Michael B. Jordan, he may come in and steal it. Dude, I did not think I was going to see a performance that just so totally made me rethink that category. but I have seen now such a performance in Ethan Hawke. And I,
Wow.
I'm not talking about I'm not trying to get into politics of, I don't, it's not, I've long gone past expecting them to do the right thing. But, dude, I'm serious, man. Ethan Hawke is one of the best actors of our generation, and what he is capable of doing, I don't even think we've fully seen or appreciated yet.
Wow.
It's so, so, so good. This movie, from top to bottom, and so I cannot wait for you to watch it.
Dude, so what you're telling me is that you are backtracking when you said that Timmy
Who?
deserves this Oscar. Timmy.
Who? Timmy. Who? Dude, I don't even know who that is anymore.
What?
Timothy is asleep at the wheel. Okay, he needs to throw himself before Ethan Hawke's feet and say, "Make me your disciple." Okay.
Dude, so I you know, you and I both are like great fans of Ethan Hawke, right?
Yeah, the
Uh,
artist, the legend.
yeah, I mean he's a legend. He's from over here in Texas, and real plug-in story, right? I was living in Cleveland at the
Uh-huh.
time. It was back when I was living there, right? It was literally right before I moved back. I drove back. I missed Ethan Hawke. He was at the Bijou, dude. I missed meeting Ethan Hawke
R.I.P.
by a day. He was at the Bijou presenting his movie that he directed and he wrote, Blaze. I don't know if you remember
Blaze.
that,
Yeah, I remember Blaze.
which is
That's when like you watch Blaze and you're like, okay, this guy's an artist, this guy's probably sitting in his shed writing novels or like painting a painting.
I always knew he was a great actor, right? And because he's a great actor, he's a great artist, right? But it wasn't until Blaze where I'm like, okay, this guy has more to him
Yeah, because I want to
than.
switch that up. Because he's a great artist, he's a great actor. I think, like at his core, he is just someone
Yeah,
that
you're right. Okay.
that sees beauty, that understands like that's interacting with the transcendent. He's an explorer, um, and yeah. Because look, now was his only other acting nomination for Training Day?
I don't know.
As far as I know, he's never won.
He's never won, but I
Dude,
mean,
did you check Wildcat last year?
I
That
didn't.
was even
No,
better than Blaze, dude. Is in my top 10. Oh man.
no, I
Yeah.
didn't, dude. Yeah, dude. Do you remember? I don't know if you ever met him. Do you
Ethan, no.
remember? No, no. Do you remember Frank Vitolo?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, him and his sister I knew.
Uh, no. Frank Vitolo, the dad, right?
Oh yeah, him and his two kids I knew, Jordan and Callie, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember Frank, yeah.
yeah. So,
The
me
mob
and him,
boss.
yeah, me and him, right? Obviously, he was in that the movie. So, for folks that don't know, he lived in our small town, right?
I thought he was
Uh,
just a cab driver on Seventh Heaven or something. He was in a major movie.
he was in Fame. Yeah, he was in
Okay.
Fame. And anyways, so me and him, I met him randomly at a McDonald's, right? And
Uh-huh.
what made he was like, "Oh, I thought you were just, some guy here," but I actually knew what I was talking about when I talked about movies, and we sat there for we sat there for hours talking about movies, right? And
Uh-huh.
there was one time where he was like, "Hey Sam, check this out." And he pulls out his phone, right? And I thought he was
Uh-huh.
bullshit. I thought he was BSing with me,
Uh-huh.
right? I thought he was BSing. And there he is. He has a photo, right? And it's him. And I'm not talking like a photo of like, oh, I randomly see this person on the street, right? I'm talking he's literally at a dinner, right? And they're just there, like if they're friends, they're good old friends. It's a picture of him, Frank Vitolo, uh, Ethan Hawke, Philip Seymour Hoffman,
Oh.
Meryl Streep, and little Cooper Hoffman when he was a kid.
Oh wow, dude. Oh, that's crazy. That is so cool.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, man. I wonder what that family's up to. That's so interesting.
Yeah. So and for a moment it was one of those things, right? The Kevin Bacon game, right? Where I was like, wow, I'm talking with someone who knows Ethan Hawke, Meryl Streep, Philip Seymour Hoffman. And so it was just really really cool, man. I just thought I'd plug because
Yeah.
it just felt so random, right? Because
Yeah,
we're in a
that's a
small
good memory, dude. I haven't thought about them in a long time, man. It's one of the
yeah.
cool things about having old friends because they know your past lives, your past world.
Oh yeah, dude. Hello. One second.
Oh
Hi,
boy,
good
here we
morning.
go.
Welcome to Scooters. Would you like to get started
I'm
with our
trying to
first
remember
film,
my
please?
first Ethan Hawke
Oh
movie
no,
that I
I'm
saw.
okay. Can I do
Surely it wasn't Dead Poet
a
Society. I
small
mean,
or
he's not
actually
in a
make
lot of
that a
PG
medium
movies, I don't think. So that was
lavender
probably it.
white mocha
I remember
iced?
Sam
Medium
screamed
iced
tape
latte
for
or white
me,
mocha. What else can I get
which
for you?
How many shots of
honestly I think
espresso come in that?
tape
A medium is going to
and
come with three.
Blue
Can I only
Moon
get one
and
shot of
probably
espresso in that?
share a
I
lot
got
of
two. What else can
DNA.
I get for you?
That'll be it.
Alrighty, you can scoot on
I
out.
don't want to
Thank you.
say too much, though. I'm gonna wait for Sammy to see it.
Dude, you can talk about the performances and everything else. I would just prefer
Well, it
nothing
is a
related
movie
to.
that, yeah, it is a movie that's pretty hard to spoil, but also like I think you're gonna have the most fun, even if like there's details that aren't plot centric or anything like that. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun just seeing how they choose to do the movie. So, but I'm telling you, man, I haven't been this excited about a movie in
I
a
don't know,
while.
dude. I don't know, because I mean, you called in disrespecting Paul Thomas Anderson at one time,
I know, yeah.
and
Okay, well, okay, back to that. That was the last time. But look, I watched that on Christmas night at like midnight in a theater. Like there was every reason for me to be firing on all cylinders at night. I just had like a 5 hour energy. Now this I watched last night in my home on Netflix on my couch after I'd taken a hit of NyQuil. Okay? Now I'm telling you, this is different,
okay, so
okay?
you
This
were
is
you
special.
were you were medicated. So that, folks, the reason why he loved this movie was because he was medicated.
I want to watch it again. I want to watch it again. Um, I
Dude,
want me. Let's you and me drive meet in Arkansas, and we'll watch it together. Okay.
let's do it. I wish it were nominated. I wish it were nominated for Best Picture, because if it were, then it would have been part of the whole
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Is the other Linklater movie no? No,
Nouvelle
no.
Vague.
Is it nominated for Best Picture?
No.
Okay. Okay. I'll just say, yeah, this of the two, and you love that one, and I love that one. This one, I mean, it's better. It's better. And Linklater, man, we don't even know. His best work is ahead of him.
You think so?
You never know, dude. I mean, he's done some things. I don't
Wait,
know.
so are you
You know what I think? I think he's gonna go into more like a Soderbergh era, where he's just like
okay?
cranking out great stuff, and it's
So
like because he can, instead of trying to do. Because I mean, he's probably got some certified masterpieces. Or you could easily argue in his filmography already.
so do
He's
you
done
think
some crazy stuff.
the amount of love I'm hearing from you about this movie, right? I don't think I've heard that about any of his previous films before from you. So
Well, look, obviously, like the Before trilogy and Boyhood and stuff is like, I mean, that's like carved in stone kind of stuff. But I'm just saying, like, it was very, very exciting. It was very, very exciting to get a movie. And I was noticing the other day, so Linklater did tape, right?
yeah,
We were kind of like pairing off his movies together as kind of an exercise. We didn't pair off tape with anything, right? I think this could pair off with tape really nicely, and that may surprise you.
really, because I was thinking that Nouvelle Vague would have been a perfect
So
uh
I put Novo Vague with me and Orson Welles, which is a movie you could put Novel Vague with tape and Orson Welles with this too.
Yeah.
So that probably tells you everything you need to know. I mean, it's this performance. I connected with this movie on such a deep level. I can't wait to hear you talk about it, and I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop.
Dude, no, continue talking because I'm about to pay
No,
for my coffee. Hey, how's it going?
here's the thing though, because when you get a character like this, it's not only the performance, it's the design of the character that's so it's such an archetype. It's something, but it's like a subtle archetype with nuances, and that's not something you think about when you think of archetype. When you think of archetype, you think of
Thank you.
hard
You too.
lines, and this is something broad and specific, but this is somehow specifically broad. This is it's specific, but you'll recognize it. You've seen it before. Maybe you felt it before. And
I I heard.
okay, there's this phrase, and I don't know where it's from. I first discovered this phrase on a Letterboxd list. It was called like befriending the lyrical loneliness. Now, that's probably a quote from something, but it's like this whole chain of movies that are kind of wistfully sad or just kind of have this dark neon loneliness to them. This feeling that you can, when you're watching a movie or even a show by yourself, and you're overcome with this feeling of poetic loneliness, um, poetic sorrow. It's kind of like that.
I, so let me turn right
You
here.
don't get that very often. When you find this kind of transcendent, lyrical, poetic, lonely sadness.
So Mitch,
But beauty. The beauty is the thing I was missing from that. I was like, what word am I missing here? Beauty.
uh, tell me. I heard that they use a lot of the effects from that they used with the Lord of the Rings. Is that true?
They used a lot of the effects
Like
that they
like
use.
like the camera movements because he's short, right?
Yeah, he's a short guy, and
Yeah.
they
So
they
like,
they
what
make
is
that
it?
happen.
Like they make it from like the perspective to make it seem like he's.
Yeah, and which I think that's an underrated special effect. Making Tom Cruise seem taller, making Ethan Hawke seem shorter. That's good. It never feels like wonky or weird. It's just perfectly natural on the screen.
So
Yeah, I don't think Ethan Hawke is typecast necessarily. I think he's done some offbeat stuff, but I think that this could open up a wider window of performances for him in almost like the tradition of a Daniel Day-Lewis.
All right, Mitch. So let me tell you. Let me ask you this, okay? So I'm getting close to um like
40
finishing up.
years old.
No, finishing up all the movies, right? Obviously, I have my 2025
Oh,
movie
yeah,
watch list, right?
dude. I have no qualms about urging you to watch this and to even bump something in favor to watch this. That's how confident I am in this movie and that you will love it.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. I'm gonna just gonna give you a little insight on where I'm at with my watch list, right? Before we
Sure,
make
sure,
our
sure.
list. So I have maybe there's like a good 10 movies that
Uh-huh.
obviously like, and I'm not saying these are like kahunas, right? I'm not saying that. But these are movies that are from 2025 that I'd like to watch, right? But out of
Sure.
the 10, I have to I I'm not going to get to all of them, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
we're about to have a baby. If anything, this week is probably the last week where I'm actually going
Yeah,
to have time
yeah.
to do that.
Enjoy the weekend.
So maybe there's a select three movies
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
that I'm really gonna be able to catch out of the 10.
Well, you got to stop
So
watching Martin Scorsese in 2026 movies. I don't know what to tell you.
I know, man, but it's one of those things. I hang out with Vanessa a lot. It's a lot of the movies that I have left. She's just not interested in them.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you recommend me, which you pretty much answered it already? This should be one of the three.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say yes. And
Okay,
look, you don't want to get caught with your pants down not having seen a Best Actor nominated performance, right? I know you're
that's
more
true.
into the Oscars than I am in that
That's true.
respect.
That's true. That's true. So I know. Well, I'm not going to reveal the other two that I planned on
Just tell
watching.
me.
No.
How am I supposed to watch them?
Well,
You're
so
telling
the,
me you're not going to urge me to watch things that are in your top three of watch list?
so because I already recommended one that I think you should watch,
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I've got like 30 on my watch list. I'm
dude.
excited for the plow down, dude.
How about
I'm gonna
this?
be.
How about
Uh-huh.
this, Mitch? How about this? I will watch Blue Moon, right? I will find a way because keep in mind it's on the Netflix Premium. I will watch Blue Moon if you watch Rebuilding.
Absolutely not. If you don't watch Blue Moon, it's your loss. I'm not bargaining with you, Sam. I'm doing you a favor. Okay?
I'm doing you a favor as well. I'm doing you
Yeah.
a favor. Dude, I am.
Right. Yeah. I've seen Josh Gad act.
Hey, good morning,
Oh,
good
I always
morning.
get them mixed up
Oh,
because they
thank
look
you.
so similar.
No, that's not him.
Yeah, they look the same, so that's why I get them mixed up.
Dude, come on, just take the deal.
I tell you what, I will put it on my list of 30 movies
Dude, come on.
and see what happens.
I'm
I don't
willing.
have movie, dude. I'm sorry.
No, 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 it's not on Mubi.
Where's it
Look,
at? Is it? Oh
I'll,
yeah, it's on Angel Studios.
okay, now you're joking with me. All right, dude, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, have a good day, man.